welcome. Thank you for being here. If you are tuning in just now, note that this is video number 3 of healing our emotional bodies, okay? That's what I'm going to name it, I believe. This is healing our emotional bodies. Take 3. Right. And continuing from where I left off without apologizing. So if you want to follow in suit, I would advise you to watch video number 1 and then video number 2 and then video number 3. Okay, so go. If this is you being here first time, know that there's 2 other videos you need to see to get the whole package. That is your alchemy feed of a seed that I breathe through the divine in me. So not me. It's just connected. Okay. What was I saying? Right. I don't even know. The seeds that we sow. Oh yeah, just Mary Beltane. I keep saying about these energies all around that are influencing us now and here, when we understand best to our leveling of being able to comprehend and applying this to our pieces and our systems that it resonates with, and continuing with our line, and when we continue with our line, it's our truth that we're getting to know at this time, because there's no knockdown from truth. Right. So going back into just like the energies that are influencing now our charge, like they're charging us, like, you know, it's the power charge energy of influence that you can use intentionally, purposefully, creating concrete results, because the energies would gift you that if you, with clarity, put in the visuals for their practicality that will assist you to bring what's in the ethers and mind or whatever into the tangible reality at this time, articulating it for you successfully, responsibly, actively, because it's these yang energies too that are taking charge and assisting one another, infusing, reaching decisions rather quickly, because you don't got no time to waste when you already know you do better, and that's it. And if not, you choose to then do whatever it is that you're going to do that is outside of the call, your soul call, whatever. But who am I to say that in any kind of way, because where you are is where you're going to be, and maybe that's where you're supposed to be, you know, through these obstacles and challenges. But for me, if you get to this kind of plateau of response system and connectivity with the divine, and you're being led at this time, and you go against and you resist still, that's so stupid. And so now me luck, because all the time, I think it was about 10 years ago, I remember when I was resisting and not listening. I wasn't listening when we got the high priestess, because I listened up. Spirit says turn on the corner, and I turn on the corner. I don't go, no, I'm gonna go left because that's what I said. No. Right? My intuition guides me to the truth. Oh, fudge. Right? Sorry. I'm gonna have to charge, so this one's gonna be short, guys. And sweet. Ace of Swords. Yeah, I cut through all the bullshit. Ace of Swords, and I'm ready for breakthrough to success. Right? So, getting into healing our emotional bodies at this time, we have, you know, and it's the hybrids time at this time that is going through a healing of their emotional bodies too. So it's 50-50, because some might, what they call it when you're like Christian and you, when you backslide, right? after, you know, giving it all to Jesus. I love and care for myself first. Yes! Right! Okay. Right. So, these energies, bold and assertive they are and influential by far, has someone like me who's typically a little bit more tolerable and accepting of people's nasty attitudes. Like, I'm not saying that I'm fake, and I'm not saying that I talk to people that I don't want to talk to and be all nice and chipper and I don't do none of that kind of stuff. It's either I vibe with you or I don't. And if I don't, I have no ill will towards you, but I can keep it cool if I have to. But if not, I don't even be around. I'm not even around people I don't like. Right? Like that. Simple like that. Right. So, but I'm just saying, and typically, even with the people that we love, most near and dear, like, I have been called Mother Teresa for all of my years of raising my daughter, you see. People used to always be like, I don't know how you do it. Gemini, she's a Gemini, well, Gemini Taurus, right? So Taurus energy, because she too is born during that infusionary state of what I was just saying, like, you know. So, like, you know, the moon, right? Oh, and her moon is in Cancer, one of them too. But my intuition guides me to make the right decisions. So, the hybrids, some have still been ignoring Spirit's guidance. Like, whatever spirit for them. Because, you know, they're not even there into acknowledging that kind of layer of multidimensional living. Of what spirit to them. You know, I say spirit because I had to find a word because Queen of Swords. Like, Queen of Swords, I protect what matters to me. Right. So, that living with integrity. They're learning that. Right. And so, we I give and receive for the universal good, right? Are somewhere else. Mercury's offspring. Mercury is considered the offspring of Jupiter and the moon. The moon card reminded me of that. And then Jupiter and Capricorn. Mercury. And Jupiter's in Capricorn. Mercury, communication, practical energies, whatever, coming into light. Being born, shining bright. And the moon. There's surprises in this too, because you know the moon is always revealing the other side of something that was concealed once upon a time, but no longer. When the moon arrives, the truth shines bright. Variety of the spice of life, you know? The spark of inspiration. Like, what do we need to do to show up in the world kind of feel? Like, what do we need to do to show up in our alignment, in our truth? What do we need to do to show up responsibly? What do we need to do to further progress our process at this time? Because Jupiter is about expanding, right? Our experiences and bringing to that experience optimism, like growth and abundance, you know. So these are energies that are influencing our environment, you see, and it's in Capricorn energy, responsible. Like, you're gonna get results if you're obeying this thirst of putting down the burdens and in your truth standing and being real with yourself and no more people pleasing. You gotta be so kind and compassionate and stupid. I'm really talking to myself, and that's another thing that's gonna help when we listen to the things that we say and we mirror it back to ourselves in every kind of way, because that is going to be very beneficial to you, to listen to what it is that you tell others too, because there's a message in that for you. Five of Pentacles, I'm supported and never alone. Coming out of that Five of Pentacles feel. of a vibe that no longer needs to intertwine with this kind of vibe of an align, because your recent passing or current passing experience that you are healing from, whether it be in the realms of love, whether it be self-love, or just even coming to a space of a place with yourself and those around you, and just truth and alignment with you, seeing people as they are for who they are, not what you want them to be, and the great benefits that come from that kind of alignment of a seeing, of a lens that activates you further, inspiring you through this truth scope that allows you to make decisions rather much more quickly, because you know what to do. You're bold, and then you have the supportive energies of that bold Taurus Aries like thing, and then you have this light and breezy like spark, airy feel from Venus and Gemini, for real, like, lending its hands, like, and or in Taurus too, like tuning into our senses. All of our senses, our sixth sense, going in during this pandemic that we're forced to stay in. Go in yin, with active yang energies influencing the starting line, right? And cutting through all the bullshit during this time, because we got time for that. Taking charge and allowing ourselves to simply be in alignment, you see, and that is creating a new energy that we're all going to experience in a new kind of way for ourselves. That is meant to be a gift, because the Wheel of Fortune shifts. I trust whatever the universe brings, because alignment brings excitement. How do I want to show up in the world? And with the moon in Leo and Western, right? And then the moon is also in Vedic. It's in Cancer, I think I said, right? But I don't know. I said don't quote me on that one. That was the one I said don't quote me on in video number 1 or 2. So make sure you're watching in order. But like moon in Leo, which is theatrical on the practicals, and it's knowing your value. I protect what matters to me, and deliberately communicating that at this time, fixing those alignments in yourself that once allow certain kind of things. Like, for example, you see, like for example, like if you work with somebody who's a little snippy, and because you just keep the peace, and because that's just who they are, and they want to be all snippy, and by far, like, you don't have to participate too much. You could just be like, okay, like, but you know how, sometimes people want you to participate, so they try to trick you in some kind of way, and sometimes you just, like, find a way to escape, like, and don't even participate, but, like, you don't take care of it because it does, but, like, you get what I mean? Like, you just don't, non-confrontational at this time, like, you're just like, whatever. But, then you go and you think about the energies that you sow, and think about the inner layer that, hey, that bothers me a lot when this person does this all the time. And then it's finally now, like, with the energies at this time, then, like, let's say today, they have something, like, snippy or snappy to say, or, like, let's say you started to conversate with them, and you're telling them about something that happened in your day, which is not even bad, negative, nothing. It's some conversation, like, oh yeah, so this person said da 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 da. Let's say I hate gossip like that, but like, or just like, I saw this animal, fox today, like, or deer, so beautiful, like, whatever, and then they have just something smart, alecky, like, just rude. And, usually you're just like, like, and I don't want to participate in that too, or it triggers you, whatever, and go back and forth, or bitter batter, patter. And to then just be like, you know, I was conversating with you, and I'm just gonna go over there and conversating with myself is better over there. Like I don't have time to, like, I love talking to you, and I wish you wouldn't be so rude sometimes. Like it's just not nice. Like, you know, because the person, obviously, let's say you care about them. Like, clearly, if they're in your place to be able to openly conversate, like, you know, maybe they're just having a bad day, or like, you know, whatever. But still, like, you know, it's just, let's say it's been so long, and just finally, like, it's just you in your alignment, in your truth, you express yourself to mercurial energies. In Aries, which is impulsive, like, you know, to just say what it is. Say what you need to say. Get it out of the way. Do what you need to do. Do it. Like, you know, the sun illuminates the issues that have been conditioned up until this point. Bring it to light. Like, what you gonna do about this? What you gonna say about this? Off we gonna wear tomorrow. Do you have everything prepared? Do you have a detailed plan? Why are you thinking this way? Is this in alignment with your truth in every kind of way? Or are you just worried about something, and where is that worry coming from, and where does that stem? Let's get to the root of that. But that's just deeper stuff. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, no more feeling like the shadow side of other people, or life, or society, or, you know, others' responses or narrative to anything, or lack thereof of support to you. You know, I was saying that, like, you know, people don't like certain things you kind of say, like, you know, in a truth and every kind of way. Like, I had to realize, even just for, like, myself, like, this is just, again, a share, so that you can see, like, you know, take what resonates, like, go what does not. Like, you know, like, when you do certain kind of creative things, or you do things that mean something to you, that you're passionate about, and you don't have the support from your circle, like, of life, that you would believe that should be supportive of you, like, let's say your immediate family, right, and closest of friends, like, you know. And I'm not saying none of my family, I'm not saying all of my family, I'm not saying my closest of friends don't, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying, you know, in particulars, because, you know, we have certain people that, you know, because when you expect from others things that are beyond your control, chances are you're going to lead to major disappointment in that arena of life, because, you know, that's an energy you shouldn't put of a pressure on people in life. You should check yourself when you do, or if you find yourself too, because no matter what goes around comes around, and, you know, that's the kind of pressure you would receive back onto you from some other, you know. So I'm just, again, example, Four of Pentacles, like, holding on too tight, like, just, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of people that are just still holding on too tight to certain kind of things. But anyways, you're gonna learn and give and receive for the universal good, a lot of things. But anyways, like, you know, and people get offended if you know, just speak your mind. I'm like, whoa, where is this coming? I'm like, listen, dude, I'm not even being emotional with you. I'm just telling the truth. Like, you know, whatever. Like, anyways. So, I was telling my dad that I unfollowed certain kind of people from our family. He got so mad. Oh, you don't, why you don't do that? Strength, right? Strength. Standing your ground, okay? I can deal with whatever comes my way, okay? In alignment, okay? And now today. And mind you, I shared it with him now, but this has been a process. This has been part of my progress. This is just something that has been bothering me, that finally taking action on, like, you know, just doing. Because if it's bothering you, if you're feeling a certain type of way from it, it's best to understand it, understand it, so that you can overstand it, so that it doesn't have to be anymore a heavy burden for you. You stand in your strength forevermore in truth. But get to your truth. Don't deny it. Don't suppress it. Don't oppress it. Don't express it. Find your way to express it. to yourself. So, you know, and, or to someone that you can confide in if you need. You know, I even have the offer of intuitive chats with me. Like, it doesn't necessarily always have to be tarot, but even though I was, you know, will have my cards and all that kind of stuff, or any kind of divination tool that I decide to use, because it's always activated once I'm going to channel with you, and I go with whatever I'm guided to do, and it's different for everyone. So, but yeah. So he's like, oh, you can't do that. You know, these people, they love you, like, or whatever. I'm like, first of all, I don't even ever speak to them. One. Except when I see them at, like, events and stuff like that. They show me no love on any of my social media platforms. I feel them because they check me out. They're always looking. They're always looking. Everybody's always looking. But no one, like, does anything. I don't want that. I don't want that support system that watches me but ignores me kind of thing. And, you know, and I, prior to, like, all the deletes and then the leading up of that kind of thing, was taking it personally. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, I support everybody. I show everybody love whenever I'm on there. You know, like, I'm always all over the place. And so I go through my liking sprees and I show mad love. So, again, this is like the balancing act, the justice for yourself. You got to get to your truth. You got to identify for you what is it that you're doing. Again, I'm not going to project onto these people. They're free to do whatever the hell they want. They don't have to do any of that kind of thing. But I have to be honest with me about how I feel about these kind of things. I don't like those vibes. So, what do you do at this time? I get into my line. Why don't you like these vibes? Well, because it's not nice. Well, why is it not nice? Because I'm nice. But you can't expect everybody to be nice because you're nice and you show everybody love. Do you genuinely show them? I do. I show people love too, all the time. Do it out of here. Alright, so then you're doing it out of here, my dear. So, are you giving too much to these people that you shouldn't be giving? And so now don't like their stuff either. But I don't do, like, eye for an eye to food. If I like something, I'm gonna like it anyway. Well, if they're causing you to be triggered to, like, be low vibing now because their vibes towards you is not that great, and, you know, everybody want to just watch and, like, some hate. I know that that's not nice to say. I'm not just talking about the family. I'm just talking about, like, you know, any energy that you can identify and pick up and outside from your external life that's triggering you in some time. You have a choice to whether it's going to participate with you in your life, whether you engage with it or not, you know. And so I was done. I was like, oh, it's like cleaning out my closet. So, and then some just inactive, like, or I don't know, like, I've never even seen you on my page. Delete. I don't even know who you are. Delete. Like, you know, like, you know, and it was empowering. I don't care. So yeah, my dad was like, no, you have to, like, you need some specific ones too. And I was like, Dad, they don't even like my stuff. I'm not putting them back. I don't care. Because of my broken heart, right? 3 episodes. I see things exactly as they are, right? See it exactly as it is. That's mental clarity of the crosses in life that just don't vibe with you. Like the things that you do. I have people I support all the time, and they don't even share my website. But you see, you gotta see how you feel about these things. And if it's like, you know, it's addressing that. And for me, I wouldn't address that because I was like, that's petty. That's so petty. Oh, that's so ego. That's so this. And, you know, and you shame your feels. It's nice. I just shared with you something that I typically wouldn't share. Because it is petty. But it's justice. Because now I don't have those. I feel lighter. And out of sight, out of mind. Now I don't have those energies that I'm giving more. You get what I'm saying? Like, strength. To stand. Exactly as you are. With justice. You know? And just doing the things. Live symbolic. I always tell people I embrace joyful opportunities. I want, you know, and doing what you need to do for yourself. Anyways, my phone is gonna die, that phone, or whatever. But, yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of intense energies going on. I think I covered a lot of it. And just how, you know, whatever. But, no more wasting time. It's kind of the message here. No more wasting time investing in ourselves. No more putting in extra unnecessarily. It's like seeing with clarity. No more putting in where you just become stagnant, or stagnant, like, and get stuck with the mundanes that don't even think of these kind of things. They're like, what? I don't even talk to people like that about anything like this. Like, I leave everybody wherever they are. You do what you are designed to do at this point. To go and try to force another to see as you see is you're fighting yourself and your lack there of clarity of your truth. And so that's just another mirror reflection for you. So this is a poem I'm going to share. I wrote, remember I pick up collective there. It's a poem. Don't try to interpret for me my poetry. Interpret for you however it resonates with you. It's one of the things that like really annoy me too, when someone's like, oh, it's like commenting about like because I write too a lot of like dark poetry, or I have in the past, and I haven't done any dark poetry in a little while. Still, I can go dark. I'm a little sadistic. I come from trauma, So yeah. So, and then they'll be like, oh, you need to, or they like try to give me some psychology diagnostics of what they interpret my poem to be about in terms of my experience. Like, hop off. Okay? It's not about that. It's just art that finds its channeling. And sometimes it's not about me. It's like when I was little, in elementary school and junior high school, I used to write these love poems. And I used to read back the love poems, and it sounds like poems that you would read, because I'm a big reader. I used to read classical poetry, like poetry books, like in books. And I'm like, this sounds like it could be in a book. Really good poetry. And I'm like, where am I getting this? I'm a virgin. No boyfriends. Like, this, So, and I used to laugh at myself at that time, conscious. Like, whether I was 11, 12, like, what am I talking about? I will be watching or seeing 90210 and writing this poem. Again, empathic qualities in us that we must start to really observe and see all the energies that we take on and say, me. But is it really? But anyways, so this is I wrote, on wasting time inside, invested in places and people way too long, where it's draining. Whom stands up for me is the theme, right? I wrote this at 12:12 p.m. too. It says, this sad person isn't me, and yet she emerges when she comes here. While here, this poor, pathetic soul of a goddess becomes submerged with all that is energetically shoved in her face, and is asked to erase part of herself in order to better accommodate the unruly needs of another being, whom so easily places she to the side to play with at a later time. Well, that's not nice, nor right, nor deserving of shame. But she must learn this too for herself. She must break free and break every chain that enables this lacking in sovereignty, justice taking the lead, galloping away to create her own reality. Value. You're a delicious value meal. And you're building for long-term investments that are practical and realistic and reality and truth for you. The hybrids are watching. Some thoughts to live by. Some people play stupid well. Meanwhile, every one of their actions is superbly calculating. Go figure. One of the hardest truths in life is accepting people as they are and not the potential you imagine them to be. Yeah, taking one for the team when we go down that travel lane. Another. Oftentimes we learn through contrast, and sometimes the learning is painful. No shit, Sherlock. So, there we go. Thank you for tuning in, my friends. I hope that you receive everything that you shall receive in alignment with the Get to Know You Best. And if you want to work with me, please contact me, enchantresstheebabbler.com. There you can schedule with me one-on-one time, whether you want to do FaceTime, in-person time, over the phone. These are the things that I do. Bodywork is not offered on my page, but if that is an inquiry of yours, right now I am not taking any well, anyways, we're in a quarantine, so I'm gonna use that pandemic excuse at this time to no longer, well, not at this time, to take on new clients for bodywork at this particular time because I'm crazy. And yeah, so in my readings, I have time slots available that you can book directly from there and handle with care. Also, make sure to subscribe for free. You know what I mean? And you receive an oracle message directly from me in all due time. So, divine right timing. Be patient, please, because as I said, all the intense energies. There's so many things happening. And overfloweth. May your cup be. I welcome new love and trust what it brings. Oh, new love stirrings. In alignment with you, Nine of Pentacles style, sexy, confidence, single, ready to mingle. I take the time to nurture myself first and best. 369 happening at this time. Malachi, the hybrids are watching. Alright, so keeping a distance on an emotional level. Yeah, so even with the sneakies in life, calling them out immediately too. Be like, I see through you too. Don't try to bullshit me. You know what I mean? I take care of what I value and what I see, and I don't got no time to participate in any of those realms of low vibing ways. You know what I'm saying? You cannot penetrate this bubble of mine. I eradicate you from my life because grounded and solid I am in myself. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna help my wealth, my health, myself. And I always wear my metaphorical bra. Believe, receive, achieve. You know what I mean? Playful is me with all these energies. I choose humor to be what it is that I rather participate in than ripping you a new asshole, my friends, you know? So, yeah, that kind of stuff. And, again, express yourself. Oh, and my blog, my baby, enchantingbabble.blogspot.com. Subscribe there too. That's free as well. And there I get to write and tell all these stories I know well that come from this well. So swell for me. On Instagram at Enchantress. ENCHANTRESS. The one and only. Enchantress Thee Babbler. I focus on what I want and then make it happen. Okay? Those are the kind of energies that we are radiating, alchemizing in every kind of way when we be real with ourselves in every kind of way, because we manifest 8 of Wands style, throwing them out, passionate pow. And it's just like, I manifest multiple opportunities and success for my self-confident as I in every single high. Grounded for real, I know my real, my deal. 9 of Cups, 2. Oh, I chosen the flow of life. Okay, we gotta go, guys. Alright. The Empress. I create what I choose naturally and with joy. Oh boy, we're gonna have some fun. But if you are not in a relationship at this current time, energies would also advise, yeah, you can experience passionate and honest times and get to know somebody better during these times if you want to. But remember, there is a lot of healing going on with each and every one of us. And so, soul tribes vibe and align and meet each other at the same, and chemistry is so fun. And you can have fun too, guys. Do whatever it is that you do in alignment too. I've been celibate for years. But you know what I'm saying, my dear? So, you know, I've been patient this long, might as well just wait for the right one, right? If there is a right one, and that's also another dive of a dove that we can explore at another time. But it's just a choice of mine. You do what you want, and if I'm still open for fun, if you know, if it comes in the right package, right? Value, right? For yourself. And just knowing myself too, like, is that what we want for ourselves? Anyways, I create what I choose naturally and with joy. Getting on that kind of, oh boy. And, yeah, so thank you. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and tune in with me a lot, guys. You can hit the notification bell too, because that will notify you whenever I put up my videos when I do, because sometimes I go on a spree, and then sometimes, you know, it's every other kind of day, you know what I mean? So just, there's no schedule yet, you know what I mean? You got Capricorn energies being practical in reality. Is that practical and realistic for me to make a schedule? My kind of mutable energy is floating about. I would be impressed if it gets to that. But sure. Alright, so, thank you. Like, I'm really appreciative and grateful for those that do tune in and show some love and do, support and do book time with me. I love each and every one of you. Seriously, I love what I do and do what I love, and working with me is evolutionary, revolutionary, and quantumly expansive for you. In whichever way, shape, or form you do decide to want to work with me at this time, justice is in our lives. 10 of Pentacles style that I celebrate everything I achieve. Alright,